So John Eaton was married to a woman, Peg Eaton, who had something of a checkered background in Washington society. She had grown up in a tavern. Her father was a tavern owner. And to a lot of people, that was equivalent to, well, at an earlier time and even then, saying that somebody grew up in a tavern was like saying a woman was an actress, which was often an ill-disguised synonym for a prostitute. So the wives of several of Jackson's cabinet members refused to associate with Peg Eaton. If she was invited to a reception or a dinner, they wouldn't come, or they would get up and leave. Now, if Jackson had been a better politician, if he had been as cagey as Martin Van Buren, he would have realized that this was a serious problem, and he could not do the business of the country, the business that he was elected to do, with his cabinet paralyzed by this refusal of the women to sit down with each other. And their husbands sort of honored their wives' requests, and his cabinet was at a standstill. Now, if Jackson had been cagier, he would have taken Eaton aside and said, look, this isn't anything personal, it's simply politics. But you got to go and take your wife with you. Now, but Jackson wouldn't do that, because Jackson, having experienced and observed the nasty things that were said about Rachel, could never get himself to believe anything ill about any woman. And now you could call this very gallant in Jackson, and I think it is, if you are a private citizen. But it's not particularly advisable if you're president. And I would go so far as to say that successful presidents understand that there is one moral code for personal behavior and a different moral code if you are the leader of a great nation.